everybody, and welcome to our distance learning series. This is Miss Courtney, grade 4. Today is our second webinar, webinar number 2. Let's get ready to learn. Today's topic is can and can't, and could and couldn't. We're going to talk about what we can and can't do now, and what we could and couldn't do in the past. Our goals for today are to review can and can't, to review could and couldn't, and we're going to try to talk and write about what we can and can't do right now, and we're going to try to talk and write about what we could and couldn't do in the past. For most of you, this is not a new topic. This is something you may already know, but it never hurts to review. So let's go. As you know, a can and can't in Russian is umet, не уметь. What can I do? What can I do? All right? Everybody, I hope that you have your notebook open. You should. Please open your notebook and write down today's date. What is the date today? Today is Thursday, the 26th of March, 2020. Everybody, please. Now, look at these pictures. Do you know what these children are doing? What can they do? How many of these pictures do you know? Okay, I'm going to give you a minute or two to think about it. Okay, all right, let's go on and see what you know. Okay, can and can't. This first picture. In this picture, the boy, he's doing a somersault. He can do a somersault. She is doing a handstand. She can do a handstand. She can do a cartwheel. He can ride a scooter. He can juggle. They can skateboard. She can do a split. They can roller skate. Now, I wonder how many of these you already knew, okay? Please, everybody, write these new words and their translations in your notebook now. Even if you know the word already, we want everything in one place, so please write down these words and please write down your version of the Russian translation. So for example, to do a somersault, please translate it in Russian next to the word in your notebook. Same with, you have ride a scooter, please write кататься на самокате, рядом, for example. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of minutes to do this. Please stop the webinar, write down these words and their translations in your notebook, and then continue the webinar. Okay, now everybody, the next slide here is just some grammar. It's a helpful table that will show you how to change the words. So, can, могу, умею, okay? In the long form of negative, when we say we can't do something, okay? Can't has a long form, cannot. You can use cannot, but it is more popular to use can't. So, I can, I cannot, I can't. Okay? If you're asking a question, we flip the words around. Can I? Can you? Can you do your homework, guys? Can you write your name? Can you write the date? Can you cook pelmeni? Okay? So when we ask questions, we turn the words around. I can cook pelmeni becomes, can I cook pelmeni? All right? Everybody, if you need help, please look back at this helpful table. Okay, everybody, it's writing time. So let's get ready to go, okay? Everybody, please look at the pictures. Okay? What can you do? Can you do any of these activities? What can't you do? Can you not do some of these special activities? Are there any other things that you can do? Okay. Please choose 3 things. Maybe you're an amazing artist. Maybe you can draw pictures. Maybe you can play football. Maybe you can cook the most amazing piragi. I have no idea, okay? But right now, in your notebook, I would like you to write sentences. Please write at least 11 of them. 1 for each of these pictures. And 3 more special sentences about you, okay? So, tell me, which ones of these can you do? So, for example, the first one, somersault, right? The boy in the shorts. Maybe, can you do a somersault? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. So you should write, if you can, I can do a somersault, or I can't do a somersault. The next one with a handstand, either I can do a handstand or I can't do a handstand. So please write a sentence for each picture in your notebook. Then 3 more. For example, Miss Courtney, I can cook hummus with pita bread. I can't, what can't I do? I can't fly an airplane, for example, and I can't fly a helicopter. So those are my 3 things, all right? So 1 sentence for each of these pictures and 3 more special sentences that you create yourself. I'll give you a few minutes to do this. Please stop the webinar, pause it, do this writing exercise, and then continue. Okay, now everybody, we've finished writing time. Now it's time for grammar. So this is a small, short grammar exercise just to review the grammar that we just covered. So, here we go. You guys are the stars of the webinar today, okay? So, now we have special sentences about all these different children in the class, okay? Now, I need you to write these sentences in your notebooks and write can or can't in the right place. The smiley faces on the right, okay, they can help you, all right? Maybe the things are not true for some of the people here. Maybe some people can do certain things or can't do certain things. Please write it like the smiley shows, okay? Just so I know that you understood can and can't, okay? Please do this now. Please stop the webinar. Please write these 8 sentences in your notebook with can or can't. Then continue the webinar. Okay, everybody, we're moving on to the second part of our webinar. So, before we talked about can and can't, what you can do now, but now we're going to go back to the past. Smugly, ni smugly, okay? So, here we go. Okay, we use can or could to talk about ability in the present. Okay, we can use can and could to talk about ability in the past. All right, can about the present, could about the past. Okay, so you have to circle which one you think. Okay, if we're going to talk about the past, we use could or couldn't. It's just like can and can't in the present. Could means smog, smagla, smagli, okay? Couldn't means we ni smog, ni smagla, ni smagli, okay? Here's some examples. In 2014, Mr. Walter couldn't ride a bike, but now in 2020 he can. In 2016, Mr. Ozzy couldn't drive a car. Now in 2020, he can. In 2019, Miss Olivia couldn't cook a pizza. Now in 2020, she can. Okay? So, as you can see, we can use could or couldn't in the past, and we use can and can't in the present. All right? Here we go. Let's continue. Let's see what you can do with this grammar. Okay. Everybody, let's look at these pictures. Can you complete the sentences with could or couldn't? You should use these words. Swim, climb is lazet, sing, read, ride a horse, or play the piano. What could Amy do when she was 9? Okay, now I'm going to give you 2 minutes to fill in these exercises with could or couldn't and this action word. Look at the pictures on the right. Okay, they will help you. If there is a check mark, it means she could do it. If there's an X, it means she couldn't. All right? Please stop the webinar. Please do this exercise in your notebooks, and then we can continue. Okay, so answer number 1. She could swim. Number 2, she couldn't climb. Number 3, she couldn't sing. Number 4, she could read. Number 5, she couldn't ride a horse. And number 6, she could play the piano. Very good, guys. Please check these answers with the answers in your book. Okay. Now, everybody, I want you to start thinking about you. What could you do when you were small? What couldn't you do? What can you do now? What couldn't you do before? Okay, now I have a special activity for you. Okay, we have 2 different years. We have got 2013 and 2020. Okay, this is the past and this is now. So, ride a bike. Draw a picture. Speak English. Make a pizza. And play football. Okay? I want you to talk about what you could, couldn't, can, and can't do. In each box, please, write can or can't or could or couldn't. In each box under the different year for each of these different activities. Okay? You should have a special chart just for you. Please tell me, in 2013, could you ride a bike or couldn't you ride a bike? Can you do it now in 2020 or can't you do it now? Okay? I'm going to give you a few minutes to fill in this chart. Okay? Please stop the webinar, draw a small chart, and please fill it in for yourself. Then continue the webinar. Write about yourself. Write can, can't, could, or couldn't next to each activity in the past and present. Okay, now, everybody, I hope you finished your chart. So here's my chart, Miss Courtney's chart. Okay? So I made an example for you. This is how your chart should look. So, in 2004, Miss Courtney could ride a bike. In 2020, she can ride a bike. Okay? I still can do it. Now I can do it too. Okay. Number 2, draw a picture. In 2004, Miss Courtney could draw a picture. Now she can too. In 2004, Miss Courtney couldn't speak Russian. Now in 2020, she can. In 2004, Miss Courtney couldn't make pelmeni. In 2020, she can. In 2004, Miss Courtney couldn't drive a car, but now she can. Okay, guys, I hope that your chart looks something like this for you. Let's move on. Now, I want you to use your chart, okay? And I want you to write about yourself. Okay, here's an example. In 2004, I couldn't make pelmeni. Now I can. In 2004, I couldn't speak Russian. Now I can. In 2004, I couldn't ride a bike. I could ride a bike. Now I can too. Okay? So, guys, I believe that you can do this. All right? Let's try to write sentences about what you can, can't, could, and couldn't do. Use the chart that you just created. It's your turn. Let's go. Please take a moment to work on this exercise. I will pause this webinar. Please stop it, okay? Do this work, and then you can move on. Okay, everybody, what we learned today. We learned about can and can'ts. We learned about could and couldn't. We wrote about what we can and can't do now. And we wrote about what we could and couldn't do in the past. Another special step that we did that we didn't necessarily plan on doing from the beginning is we compared the past with now. We compared what we can or can't do now with what we could or couldn't do in the past. Can you do all these things? How do you feel at the end of this lesson? Thank you so much for participating today, everybody. I hope to see you again next week on our next webinar next Monday. Okay? Thank you guys. Have a nice day. And please don't forget to do the exercises and upload them to Dnevnik. Okay? So there's an extra worksheet that's also attached to this homework assignment in Dnevnik and on the website. Please don't forget to do this assignment. And when you finish, please upload it to Dnevnik for the day it is due. So if this is the webinar for the 26th of March and the worksheet is for the 26th of March, please make sure you upload the homework to the correct day under the 26th of March. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day.